On today's show, we're going to take a look at the Ford window sticker, and we're going to look at my Ford Ranger Raptor. That is right, my Ranger Raptor window sticker, and I'm going to tell you how I got to this position and hopefully help you along the way. If you're new to my channel, my name is David Boyd. I'm an auto journalist, and I'll be honest, I get just as excited as you might when I order a vehicle. Now, whether it be just for our personal use or something that we're like the Ford Ranger Raptor that we have coming, this is for a long-term review vehicle for the channel, I still get pumped as you do, and I want to know everything about it. So if you're new to my channel, smash that like button for me if you like this kind of content, and maybe you could think about giving us a subscription. So I want to get into this. So we're going to go over to Ford.com, bring it up here. And as you can see there, you got Broncos up there right now. And see the little guy up here? We're going to click him, and we're going to order status. Now, we're going to come right back to that because I want to talk just a minute about this. So if you order a specialty vehicle, that's generally when this happens, when people get all excited about it. This was a big deal with the Bronco. It's been a big deal with Maverick, and it's been a big deal with Ranger Raptors because these are hard to get vehicles. So, you know, you want to track it. You want to get the excitement going along the way and have a lot of fun and maybe some gray hairs, which is, I'm telling you, this will give you some gray hairs. You get it. You order your vehicle from your dealership. We chose Brighton Ford in Michigan. Our salesperson is Allie Du Bois. Amazing dealership, and they don't charge over. If you order a vehicle from them, they will stick to MSRP, which I quite like. So Allie's taken us through the whole process, and she's been very upfront of like, okay, hey, your vehicle, we think it's going to kind of come up this week, and when it does, we will give you your VIN. And when you get your VIN, that's when the excitement really pops up because you can pop it in right here. So your customer order number, your salesperson should be able to give you that. And as you can see, I have a couple in there because we've ordered a few vehicles. And we're going to pop that VIN in right there. And this is the VIN that Allie gave us, or your salesperson would have given you. It's exciting when that happens because we're going to click I'm not a robot. And I hate to say in this time that for a vehicle that I have to say that. And sometimes you'll get this expired message, but it'll eventually pop up. You can see, welcome to your 2024 Ranger Raptor. Now, a couple things. We get into this. You're going to be excited by this, but there's a lot of wait time here. So once you see this, you're going to get your order confirmation. It's there's not much can happen. There's not much you can do there other than just every other day check it and be like, hey, am I going to get my vehicle? If you got a good salesperson, they're going to keep you abreast of what's going on, and they should give you updates as far as like, okay, here's your VIN. The VIN came in, your vehicle previewed on a Thursday is when they dropped the VINs, and Allie was very upfront about it. Here's the VIN. And was able to start tracking this thing as we bring it right back up here. Normally it'll say order confirmation, and once you get a VIN, it's going to show this right here, the scheduled week of. And as you can see, mine is 3/18/24, which is next week if you're watching this tonight. Or if you're, previously watching this, I don't know when it is, but, go ahead and smash that like button just to know when it happened. But anyways, we'll get into this. They get this scheduled a week, and that starts when the stress really starts because you're like, oh crap, it's really happened. I don't want you to freak out about this because this date can change. That you see right there, it can sometimes be pushed back a few weeks, or it can actually jump up a couple weeks. It's just dependent on where Ford is. How is the line running efficiently? Are there enough parts to build the vehicles for the next upcoming week? And they do, change that accordingly. It is fluid a little bit. So you can see here the order date, 7/14/2023. We actually ordered this in May, but Ford had a mix up with their vehicles. These were specialty order vehicles. Then they kept mixing it up. So we're not going to get into that. But the last update right here, you can see is 3/12/24. And as we go through this, that was, if you're watching this tonight, that was yesterday. So I actually got my in production yesterday, which is very exciting. So we can see the little green mark right there. It's not checked because it will be checked the day of production and once they build it. But don't stress out too far as this thing moves along because it will not say built basically till they're ready to ship it. So just know that. I don't want to stress over that too bad, but it's not gonna give you what you want right away. And in our case of our Bronco that we ordered a couple of years ago, I didn't even get the final preparation until the damn thing was here, and I was driving it home, and just for goofs, I just kind of looked at it, and, oh, now it's here. Like, no kidding. I'm driving it. But back to this thing here. So what'll happen is when you get your in production, about 7 days out from, 3/18 right now, so it's about roughly 7 days. It does vary a little bit. You will get this notice here. It says in production, your order is being manufactured at one of our factories. You can this can take a few days. If you have a moment, try out the link for your window sticker. Now, I will say it should be right here, but it hasn't popped up yet, and that's even random. It's very sporadic. I think probably in a day or so the window sticker will pop up, but I have a backdoor way of doing this. And I will share the link in the description below. So if you're curious about it, you have your VIN and your order number and all that, and you're curious how to do this, that'll help. Let's get into the window sticker because that's once again, that's where all the fun happens, and that's where all the stress happens as well. All right, so this is the PDF of the window sticker, and there's a few things that you can learn from this. And you know, I know there's a few places out there really breaking this down even more than I'm going to. There's some really good websites for this, but I want to give you the hit by hit parts of it, the things you're going to want to know about it that you can really get gray hairs from learning. So first off, let's look at it. Let's make sure, is this exactly what we ordered? So as you can see here, Ranger Raptor, check. I did order a Ranger Raptor, and the reason this is red and not a different color is because it's a Ford Performance order. So that's their, that's their fun division, and this vehicle is going to be a lot of fun. So basically the standard stuff here, I'm not going to go through it. Everybody here is going to be the same because the Raptor in general gives you a lot. But if you did order like a Bronco or a Maverick or something like that, you may want to go through just to make sure all the options that you wanted are there. And then if there's any kind of extra options, they'll pop up right here, and we'll zoom in just a little bit closer there. As you can see, the equipment group, 800A, there's no option to that. That's just how they come. But some of the optional groups here, the 17-inch wheels, the gray wheels, the Raptor wheels, I did not, for my order, I did not try to get the bead locks, but if I did, it would have shown there, and there would have been a price increase over here. So we're going to get those 285/70/17 R tires on there, the BF Goodrich KO3s, which I'm very excited to run that tire because it's a brand new tire. And you can see right here with the Raptor graphics. So that was one of the options that I paid for $750, and bedliner was another one. And I will say some of these can delay your build a little bit, especially the bedliners I have heard on trucks can delay it a week or so. Not a big deal to me. I didn't get invited to the press drive on this one, so I want to drive my own. So I'm willing to wait around, and hopefully you guys follow along in our journey with this vehicle. But as you can see here, so all the options right there stack up to $1,245. So we started out at $55,470. The total vehicle is $56,715, and those pesky delivery fees, $1,595. Now those don't matter whether you live next to the plant or basically in California. You're going to pay the same fee, and it's just prorated, and it's I guess Ford figures it's the fairest way to do that. But as we look back at the sticker here, one thing I want to point out is the blend date. Now, let me zoom in once again because you can see it right there. It says blend. And this is a big deal because it may look like a bunch of jumbled numbers, but these last three right there, 319, those are the important ones because that is the day that your vehicle is being built on. So, and Allie did confirm this with me. Even before I got this information, she told me, hey, your vehicle is going to be built on a Tuesday. 319 is a Tuesday. And what that means is with especially body-on-frame vehicles, the blend date is when the top meets the bottom. Pretty simple, right? So when it becomes a vehicle, basically, it's going to move out of the lane for the plant. A+. We got ourselves a vehicle, and that's pretty exciting to me because some of the decoding of this is it's incredible that Ford hides basically in plain sight some of this information. And speaking of plain sight, go over here because you see these jumbled up numbers over here. This is all your VIN number. It's a big mix of the VIN number, but that is your VIN number. But see this 18135? So on 319, my truck is going to be number 18 of 135. Now I believe that's 135 Raptors. I don't believe it's Michigan Assembly Plants builds 500-600 vehicles easily a day. So I believe this number is specific to Raptors. My truck is going to be 18 of 135. Now, I do know a lot of people, they get funny with this. They're like, man, I don't want those early morning builds because people don't pay attention what they're doing. I worked in auto manufacturing. That's not how it works, man. Trust me. We had to do exercises at Nissan when I worked there in the morning, get your blood going, get you right in your mind before you built the vehicles. And I'm sure Ford does something similar, stretches out those ligaments. Can't have anybody getting hurt. But knowing my vehicle is number 18 going down the line that day of Ranger Raptors, that pumps me up quite a bit because each one of these little check boxes means it's getting realer and realer to being in my driveway. So the idea of that is pretty exciting to me. And I know I may nerd out on this a little bit, and hopefully you guys as well might like this, but pretty interesting. Now let's go to the bottom here. And there's a couple things I want to point out because if you look right here, it says convoy. Now, depending on where you live in the United States is how they get your vehicle here. So Brighton Ford, who we are dealing with, is literally 25-30 minutes away from Michigan Assembly Plant. So it makes sense for Ford to put it on a truck, ship it to them that way, and we'll get it probably a little bit faster. Now, it may say rail there. So anywhere, it's about 500 miles from the plant is kind of what it seems like they do. Don't hold me to that, but I was told by somebody that might know that, but I never we're going to say it's speculative right now. But I know here in Middle Tennessee, when we had our Bronco shipped, we were right at the limit of where they wanted to do it. So we have a rail yard in Nashville that it could have been railed to, but it was convoyed down on a big semi, which I think is fun. Seems like less chance to get damaged that way, but what do I know? But once again, it will say convoy or rail there. So if you're especially out west, your vehicle's more likely to go through somewhere like Kansas. Ford has a big hub there, and they spread them out through Dallas that way. Past California, I'm not sure, which is interesting because my vehicle, my Bronco that we had, was built. I had a friend that had theirs. Theirs was like 20 trucks behind mine because we tracked it on this window sticker. And she was in L.A. and got her Bronco before I did, and hers went rail. So there's no rhyme to reason of how fast they are. So don't flip out if you're rail, and it might take a little bit. The number down here at the very bottom, you can see it says 31324. That number will change quite a bit. So today of recording this is 313. So anytime you pull your window sticker like this, it will give you a fresh number like that. So I don't want anybody freaking out about, oh, my number changed. What does that mean? It doesn't really mean anything. Once again, you can look through a few of these numbers. 319, build date once again. Past that, there's not a ton on this one that you can learn from. If you look at the very, very corner here, once again, this jumbled up mess altogether is your VIN. 18 of 135 with a build date of 318. And if that doesn't get your blood pumping when you see that on yours, I don't know what will. In the comments below, let me know what you think about this. Is this useful at all? Are you excited? I know I'm excited. If you have a Ranger Raptor on order and you're getting closer to these steps, I feel for you. The wait is almost over. They're shipping now. So there'll be people probably at this moment receiving their new Ranger Raptors, and I am jealous of them. But knowing mine's only a few weeks away, I'm pumped to get ours. So in the comments below, you know what to do. Let me know what you think about this. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or this bad mother effing Ford that I'm going to get to drive, not Kelly, it's mine. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.